Good morning. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I made a video the other day about what does the Bible say about astrology, divination, and basically like sorcery and tarot cards, that sort of thing. And the background was a little bit too informative, so I deleted it, and I was gonna edit it, and then like blur the background, but I couldn't find a way, so I'm making a new video. Plus, I'm going to be talking about my experience with wakeboarding. Wakeboarding? Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Wakeboarding. Wakeboarding, waterboarding. This is an example right here, but basically, let's start off with astrology. I was just having so many different like debates and like concerns or whatever about astrology, and when it comes to being a Christian, I feel not even just forget the religion part, the aspect of it, just the religion. Okay, forget the religion aspect of it, just focus on the relationship part. And that's basically like your mom or your dad telling you that this is right and this is wrong, and you don't want to believe in it because you feel this is right for you, but in the long term it might not be. But yeah, God states multiple times, like in different books, the Bible like states it in different books, that astrology is not to be tampered with, divination is not to be practiced, because these things, these are practices, right? So these are things that you would technically worship, right? Because once you start practicing something, you start believing in it, that's basically worshiping, right? So if I practice reading my Bible, and I practice praying, and then I practice fasting, and I believe in God, and I continue to do these things, that means I worship him. That means I believe him to be my Lord and Savior. So once you do the same thing with a different God, or a different, whatever the case, crystals, it's the same concept. So you going out in the sun and recharging your crystals, and you going to the store and talking to someone who's maybe a psychic or whatever the case, and they're just telling you about the crystal and what properties it has, you're interested in that, and you're seeking its energy, and you're seeking its power. But the power that you need, it's from God. That's how it is. Especially if you say out of your mouth that you believe in God, then you kind of have to act like it. Tough love. I can't be the one to like coddle, unfortunately. But this is like the second time this happened. My phone keeps falling. My phone literally keeps falling. But yeah. Oh, staying right there. Don't worry about it. But yeah, when you tell someone that you are practicing something else to understand yourself deeper, and actually, I'm just gonna say it up front because I'm not trying to seem like I'm like throwing shots or whatever. Basically, I was having a discussion with my stepbrother, and this is what actually brought me to make a video, which is actually very good because I needed to get back on YouTube anyways. But this is what pushed me, because I feel like a lot of people are having this confused. But me and my stepbrother are having this conversation where he just basically like believes in the act of astrology, and like that these things can help you, and these things can provide clarity for your brain, or like confirmation, or whatever the case. But it can, but don't get it like confused. Like, that is not of God. It's not. Where does it state that God is constantly using this to understand himself deeper? And when he needs to have something fall back on, that's what he's using. No. When he was fasting, the devil tried to tempt him multiple times. So there was nowhere in the Bible or in that story that just says that he was using astrology or he was looking up to the stars. No, he was praying. He was praying to the God up above. That's what he was doing. That's what Jesus was doing. So just don't get it confused, because these people who practice these things like wholeheartedly, that's what they do first thing in the morning. These people are channeling a different energy. These people are channeling a different power, and that's the devil. That's demonic spirits. Because I was actually just watching another testimony of a woman who basically was getting a psychic reading, and she wasn't as in tune with God as she is now, but basically she walked into the place. The lady was basically like, her energy was so like consuming to the point like you're not focused on everything that's around you. But when she walked in, the lady was so welcoming, you know, so energetic and just cheerful. So she automatically knew things that the woman hadn't told her, and the psychic saw so many different tattoos on the woman that she hadn't told her. And while the psychic was reading, her eyes were rolling in the back of her head, and she was chanting a demonic tongue. It's like speaking in demonic tongues. And if you've seen, like, I kind of have to do this because some people aren't actually like, probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but let's just, for example, in movies, when we see movies about like psychics, or we see movies about like horror films or whatever, what are they doing? What are they doing when they're doing these rituals? What are they doing? There are cards of demonic spirits, probably in a circle or something. There are candles lit. There are crystals. There are pictures of demonic spirits, aka tarot cards. And there's different names, and there's different signs, and there's different letters or whatever in Greek, whatever. These are demonic spirits. So what do you think these zodiac signs are referring to? Because there's a sign with a bull or whatever and fishes or whatever. These are demons. Like, all of this correlates, all of this means something. So, but yeah, like, if you say you're a Christian and you say you believe in God, these practices, this type of divination, you are not supposed to be tampering with, because it's not of God. And if you're trying to find like evidence, it's I found 5 different books in the Bible that states do not, and actually mocking astrology and astrologers. So Isaiah 47 verse 13 through 15, that's one. Daniel chapter 2 verse 2, Leviticus chapter 19 verse 26, Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 9, chapter 12 and 14, 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 23. All of those are condemning, is that the right word? Condemning and basically forbidding divination and astrology and sorcerers, witchcraft, that type of thing. And it's funny that in the Bible, when they're talking about sorcerers and witchcraft, they associate astrologers with that same group. And there's a reason for that, because you are putting your faith into stars and the moon and how it correlates and predictions and things of that nature. Okay, so I just want just want everyone to like actually think about it so deeply, like what you're doing and what you're putting your energy into. That's it. The next topic. Wakeboarding is very interesting. I didn't actually do the wakeboarding part. I actually was kneeboarding because I'm a beginner. This was yesterday actually. I had an amazing time. This is probably being too dramatic, but yeah, it's just a little bruise right here, and when I was walking it was hurting, so I just wrapped it around. But yeah, wakeboarding is very interesting. Like, just the mechanics of the machine and like all of that, it's very interesting. When I first, like, the first time I launched or whatever, I was doing great. It's just, you just have to focus on the mechanics of it. Like, you're basically supposed to lean forward and then hold the handle towards your waist. But what they didn't tell me was around the curve, it loosens, and I thought I was good. No, as soon as it loosens, I let go, and then it like speeds up, and I let go, and then I just right into the water. It was very scary because like I've never been in the lake before. Obviously there's no like gators or anything in there, but there's definitely some fish and probably a little bit of other stuff. But it's just like the way it looks, you think it's something in there, but it's not. But as I was swimming to the board or whatever, I was out of breath. Like, I haven't worked out or did anything like that with my body in a long time. So I was out of breath, and I didn't eat. I didn't really drink any water before I went. So like, I was seeing stars and I could barely walk. But yeah, sore as it is now. But when I woke up, this side of my neck, all the way like to right here, and my arms, they feel like, obviously like I'm moving around like right now, but it's sore. It's like I'm sore. But I definitely am gonna go back. I definitely recommend it if you're into that type of thing. But yeah, that was really fun. It's $40, $42. Yeah, it's so much fun. But yeah, that's it for today. I will be back. I definitely will be back. I don't know where this came from, actually. I don't know where that came from, but I will be back, most definitely. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Anyways, I'll see y'all. Bye.